Imagine living in a world where nobody knew what soap was. No fresh smell, no bubbles, no clean hands after eating, no showers after a long day. The streets smelled terrible. People believed bad odors caused disease, and for thousands of years, humans washed themselves with sand, ash, and animal fat. But somehow, from smoke, fire, fat, and ashes, humanity discovered one of the most important inventions ever made: soap. This is the strange, dirty, and fascinating story of how soap changed human civilization forever. Long before modern cities, before supermarkets, before bathrooms, humans still wanted to clean themselves. Ancient people living near rivers would rub their skin with wet clay and sand. The rough texture scraped dirt away. Others used leaves, oils, or animal fat. But cleaning the body was difficult. After hunting animals, people noticed something strange. When rainwater mixed with ashes from a fire and animal fat from cooking, the greasy pots became easier to clean. At first, nobody understood why, but this small accident would slowly lead to one of the greatest discoveries in human history. Around 2800 BC, in ancient Mesopotamia, near the great rivers of civilization, the Babylonians created something that looked like early soap. Archaeologists later discovered clay containers with instructions written on them. The recipe was simple: fat, ashes, and water. When mixed together and heated, a strange cleaning substance appeared. It wasn't the soft, colorful soap we know today. It was rough, thick, smelly, but it worked. At first, it was mostly used for cleaning wool and cloth, not for bathing, because in ancient times, many people still believed dirt on the skin protected the body. In ancient Egypt, cleanliness became connected to beauty and religion. Rich Egyptians bathed regularly using scented oils and cleansing pastes. Priests shaved their entire bodies and washed many times a day before entering temples. Some Egyptians mixed animal oils with alkaline salts to create soap-like materials. Even famous rulers like Cleopatra were believed to use perfumes, oils, and skin cleansers daily. To them, being clean meant being civilized. But soap was still expensive and rare. Only wealthy people could use these luxury products often. Then came the mighty Roman Empire. The Romans loved bathing. Massive public bathhouses were built across the empire. People gathered there every day to relax, talk, and wash. But surprisingly, Romans didn't use much soap at first. Instead, they covered their skin with olive oil and scraped dirt away using curved metal tools called strigils. Still, the word soap may have come from an old Roman legend. The story said that on a hill called Mount Sapo, animal fat from sacrifices mixed with ashes and washed into the river. Women washing clothes nearby noticed the water cleaned better than before. Whether the story is true or not, nobody knows. But over time, Romans began using soap more frequently. And slowly, soap spread across Europe. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Europe entered a difficult period. Cities became dirty and overcrowded. Waste filled the streets. Bathing became less common in many places. Some people even feared bathing because they believed water opened the skin to disease. The smell of medieval cities was terrible. But in the Islamic world, cleanliness remained extremely important. In cities like Damascus and Aleppo, soap makers created high-quality soaps using olive oil and laurel oil. These soaps became famous across the world. Merchants carried them through trade routes into Europe, and Europeans were amazed. For the first time, soap became something valuable, something people wanted. But here's the amazing part. For thousands of years, people used soap without fully understanding the science behind it. They knew mixing fat and ash created cleaning power. But why? The answer is chemistry. Ash contains alkaline substances. When mixed with fats and heated, a chemical reaction happens called saponification. The fat molecules break apart and transform into soap. Soap molecules are special. One side grabs oil and grease, the other side grabs water. So when you rinse with water, the dirt is pulled away. A tiny chemical miracle happening in your hands every day. Then came one of the deadliest disasters in history, the Black Death. Millions died across Europe. People didn't fully understand germs yet. Many believed disease traveled through bad air or punishment from God. By the 1700s and 1800s, factories transformed the world. Soap production changed too. Before this, soap was handmade in small batches. Now giant factories could produce massive amounts quickly. Soap became cheaper. Ordinary families could finally afford it regularly. Companies began adding perfumes, colors, and smoother ingredients. Advertisements appeared everywhere. Clean homes, clean skin, healthy families. Soap was no longer a luxury. It became part of everyday life. Then scientists like Louis Pasteur and Ignaz Semmelweis proved something revolutionary. Invisible germs spread disease. At first, many people laughed at the idea, but evidence became impossible to ignore. Doctors who washed their hands before surgery saved more patients. Hospitals became cleaner. Hand washing spread around the world, and soap became one of humanity's greatest weapons against illness. Something simple helped save millions of lives. In the 20th century, soap evolved again. Scientists created liquid soap, shampoo, body wash, antibacterial soap. Beautiful packaging turned soap into fashion. Some soaps promised glowing skin. Others promised luxury and beauty. Celebrities appeared in advertisements. Bathrooms became filled with colorful bottles and sweet fragrances. Soap was no longer just about survival. It became part of identity, part of culture, part of daily comfort. Then came a moment the modern world would never forget, the COVID-19 pandemic. Suddenly, the entire planet focused on hand washing again. People everywhere heard the same advice: wash your hands with soap. A habit humans once ignored became a global defense system, and many realized something incredible. One of the most powerful tools against disease was sitting beside the sink the entire time. Today, billions of people use soap every single day. In tiny villages, in giant cities, in schools, hospitals, hotels, and homes. Children learn to wash their hands before eating. People shower after work. Hospitals depend on hygiene. Entire industries worth billions of dollars now exist because of soap. And yet, most people never think about its history. They don't think about the ancient fires, the ashes, the animal fat, the experiments, the plagues, or the generations of people who slowly discovered how to become cleaner and healthier. So the next time you wash your hands, look at the bubbles carefully, because inside those tiny bubbles is a story thousands of years old, a story that began beside ancient fires and traveled through empires, wars, diseases, and revolutions until it reached your bathroom. Soap may seem ordinary today, but it helped humanity live longer, healthier, and cleaner lives. And maybe that makes it one of the greatest inventions. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn English through history, then please subscribe this channel and like for more fascinating history and storytelling videos, where ordinary things reveal extraordinary stories.